Hey guys, Mark here with Walter's World, and we're in Quincy, Illinois. It's a nice little town in the Midwest United States, right next to Hannibal, Missouri, Mark Twain's hometown. And I thought I'd give you guys a little tip on the 10 things you should do in Hannibal, Missouri, or Quincy, Illinois. Now, Quincy you probably never heard of. Hannibal you have, that's Mark Twain, the author's hometown. So if you ever read Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn, that's where it's based out of, okay? So these are the 10 things you should go do and see when you're in Hannibal or Quincy, right by each other, since they're only about 15 minutes apart. Check it out, okay? Now I'm going to start in Hannibal because Hannibal's a little more famous. Hannibal, like I said, birthplace of Mark Twain, so pretty much their sites are all about Mark Twain. The first thing to go see, you go a little bit south of town, on the river, you're going to have the Mark Twain Cave. You ever read the book where Injun Joe dies, they find his body and all the treasures hidden, and Tom gets lost? That is the Mark Twain Cave. You can go in there, take the family in there. It's a nice little walk to see the formations and everything. It is pretty cool to check out. A little pricey, but it's still worth going to see. Next, we move downtown, in downtown Hannibal. Downtown Hannibal, they've done a nice job of kind of refurbishing the main street kind of stuff, so you can see some nice little houses. But they have one little street, number 2, would be the Mark Twain home. Basically, they have Mark Twain's house in this little street that's like a block long. They have all the houses from that time. They have the fence that he goes and painted and stuff like that. It is very nice, so you can go check out Mark Twain's home. That's number 2. Number 3, when you're there, you go to the Mark Twain Museum. They have a nice museum, relatively new, in there that has all about Mark Twain's life, his literature, all kinds of stuff. Great bookshop. Obviously, he's an author, so there's lots of books. But great bookshop to get stuff there for the area and stuff like that. Okay, number 4. You go up a bit, you have Lover's Leap. It's between downtown Hannibal and the cave, and that's where legend has it a Native American brave threw himself off of the cliff, and he was in love, she was in love, they couldn't be together, they threw themselves off the cliff, blah, blah, blah. Who knows the true story? But the thing is, it's a beautiful view of the Mississippi River there, and it's a nice place to go with your honey or your kids to go and have a nice view, okay? Now, number 5, when you're going down to see it, actually, let's go back. You got I want to say a little more about downtown Hannibal. Like I said, there's the museum and there's the little street there with Mark Twain's home. Also, there's all kinds of other little shops around there to go shopping at. Get some popcorn. Make sure there's a little popcorn stand there. Go get some popcorn. Get the mixed one with the caramel and the cheese together. That's the best one. Anyway, going back. Number 5 and things you want to see when you're in Hannibal and Quincy is this river right behind me. The Mississippi River. The muddy Mississippi. Right here. You can go, if you're in Hannibal, you can go and take a riverboat cruise down the river. Why not? See what it is. Go see the islands where Tom and Huck, kind of hid themselves out for a while. I mean, it's kind of neat. Also, if you're here in Quincy, you can come right down here on the river in Clad Adams Park. There's little restaurant Cutters right here. There's a nice little view. Bring the kids, have them run around. Okay, it's a nice thing. See the Mississippi River. That's number 5 on here. Number 6, we're moving to Quincy. Now, Quincy, it had a lot of money back in the day, so there's a lot of beautiful homes from the turn of the century, beginning of 1900s. You go down there, and basically you're looking at going down Main Street. When you're coming over from Missouri, you see that's Main Street right there. You go down between 12th Street and 24th Street on Main, and south of there for 4 or 5 blocks, you have amazing homes. There's basically, and actually to the north as well, a little between 12th and 24th. There was amazing kind of competition among wealthy people in the turn of the century to get these beautiful houses. Who could make the prettiest house? Who could, outdo the others? And they are amazing, just driving around. It's funny, I've gone to San Antonio and they talk about their beautiful, old homes and stuff like that, but Quincy beats San Antonio, and San Antonio's, 1 million people? And Quincy's 50,000, okay? Next, when you're here in Quincy, you want to go to the biggest of the old houses. They've changed into a museum. It's called the Quincy Museum, and inside they have period rooms, how it was when the house was built. And then on the top floor for the kids, they have kind of a natural history museum thing. So they have the stuffed animals, and they have dinosaur tracks and stuff like that. So it's a nice little museum. Well, it's a big museum for here, for a small town to check out when you're in town. And that's right on Main Street, and you'll see it because it'll be the biggest, prettiest house on the street. Next thing you want to do here is you have the Gardner Museum of Architecture and Design. That's right on Washington Park Square, which will be coming up. But right there inside, you can see the history of architecture in Quincy, because the town does have a very rich architectural history. You go in there, you can have a nice little run-through of each of the different periods and how things were built, so you get a better appreciation of the different architectural styles in the city. And then when you go back to your hometown, you can see how they were built. You're like, oh, that's that style, that's that style. And they do a very good job of explaining all these things. Number 9, you have the Washington Park and Historic Business District. Basically the downtown of Quincy. There's some nice little shops, restaurants, stuff like that you can go through on this square. It's a beautiful square. We have videos from there. I apologize for the wind. I'm only in town for a couple days, so I'm trying to get these videos down to help out some people. Okay? But you go to Washington Park, there's all kinds of little bars, pubs, restaurants, little shops there to check out and just see the old-time, old-time stuff. And what's nice is you can see how America used to be before there was all the big boxes in the malls. You see how the shops are just lined up. The good and the bad, because not all the shops are still there. And number 10, my personal favorite thing to do when you're in Quincy or Hannibal is you go to the Scoreboard. It's a bar, restaurant, whatever you want to call it, bar, in Quincy, Illinois, right off of, I believe it's between Main and State on 12th Street. Great place. Best cheeseburgers in town. And honestly, guys, I've lived all around the world. It's my favorite cheeseburger in the entire world. It's a greasy delight. So if you're in Quincy or Hannibal, make sure you check out the Scoreboard. So, there you go, your 10 things you should do when you're in Hannibal, Missouri, and Quincy, Illinois, put together. You got the Mark Twain Cave, you got the Mark Twain Museum, you got the Mark Twain's home in the downtown of Hannibal. You have Lover's Leap in Hannibal. You got seeing the Mississippi River, taking a boat cruise. You have the homes here in Quincy. You have the Gardner Museum of Architecture and Design. You have the Quincy Museum. You have Washington Park in the downtown area of Quincy. And, of course, the cheeseburger at the Scoreboard. So, have a great trip to Quincy, Illinois and Hannibal, Missouri if you're coming through. I know a lot of people come through when they're looking for Middle America. You're going to be in Hannibal. It's just right down there. Why not stop in Quincy as well? So, have a great time. Have a good trip, and I hope you enjoy your time. If you want to learn more about probably a little more famous cities like Berlin and London and hopefully less windy places, you can come check us out at www.waltersworld.com.